It's funny.
Welcome to Reality and Chill with Nishi and Kenny. We are so excited to cover Salt Lake City today. What episode are we on, Kenny? I can never keep up.
I didn't
Don't remember.
actually find out.
That's all
Was it
right.
7 last week? I think we're on 8. But
Something
yeah, it
like
was a
that.
cracker. It was a cracker of an episode, and
It
yeah,
was.
really enjoyed it. I'm not
We're
sure.
s-
I could.
we're still on the boat, so we're still on the yacht with Captain Jason. And can I just say, I still love them being on the boat and doing the crossover, and it's so pretty having them out in the water doing the snorkeling. Like I don't know, I love the yacht vibe. They need to do it more often.
I am really enjoying exactly the set of it, and it's really fun. The costumes, all of that, I love that. But the amount of alcohol and just how they're just so like woo woo. It really shows
It
both the
shows.
hangovers and just the messiness of it all. So part of that's a bit cringe for me, but yeah, I agree. Their setting is just beautiful, and it's really fun to be able to see. I know on Watch What Happens Live, Brittany was on this week, and
Oh,
it
was
was
she?
sort of brought up that we also get to see from the view of below deck. So that's going to be fascinating.
I
So can
can't
you
wait.
imagine like some of the scenes where you could just see like, oh, the stuff will like cringe, how to be able to see that from their perspective is going to be so fun. I can't wait.
I cannot wait. I still love
Yeah.
Below Deck. You know what? I also noticed, I think I mentioned this on the last episode. Still, you can see how much they're not as done up. Did you notice it this episode? Because they don't have
Yeah.
their glam and stuff like that. It's less, they've got less prep and they're not done up 24/7. So they just don't look as polished as they normally would having glam
Yeah, I agree with
24/7.
that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, I know what you mean because they're in the water and water sports and all that, and beach this and beach that. No, 100%. Brittany, you can really see it. Heather, you can really see it. Whitney, you can really see it. Mary still looks great. Ange still looks great.
Yeah.
Meredith still looks pretty good,
Meredith
and
probably
Lisa,
still
you
looks
see
the
it a
best.
bit as well. Yeah,
Yeah, it's really funny. But yeah, I
yeah,
feel like you get a more of a real version of what they actually look like, if you know what I
yeah.
mean.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Their skin tone and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was funny. But yeah, where do we start? Well, Bronwyn waking up on the deck. I
Yeah.
can't believe she slept there all night. Oh my god. I felt sorry for her a little bit having to go sleep there.
Well, because she said it was the air conditioner, right? So apparently the air conditioner was off in the room or something like that. But I thought it was like, oh, it's not that big a deal to sleep like in the same room as Brittany. Like it
Yeah.
seems like a bit of a drama queen thing, but I
Mhm,
understand if it was
okay.
too hot. Like I can't. If something was too hot for me, and like I say, these women probably menopausal, I'd be like, or perimenopausal, I'd be out of there as well and just sleep on the deck,
But
and deal with it.
she didn't
But why
actually
not sleep
sleep
in
on the
the
deck.
inside
Yeah, sleep on
couch?
the
Yeah,
couch. Their
yeah.
couches are so, I'm sure, so comfy. I love sleeping on
So comfy,
my
yeah.
couch if I had to, I would. I
Again,
mean,
drunk behavior, isn't it? It's drunk behavior. That's something you do if you're drunk. I would have done it when I was drunk, for
true. Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh
you
my
got to
god.
almost look at it through those lenses because it
You
is
do.
so OTT and they're acting kind of erratically. So most of this episode,
No,
yeah.
absolutely. They're now it's like the day after and they're absolutely hungover as heck and they're
Yeah.
feeling it.
Heather's got the nausea bracelet on and that's more from the hangover.
Yeah, that's true. Well, actually, that boat was rocking a lot, so they're
Mm.
probably feeling all the feels. Like even if you're hungover and then you've got a rocking boat. Oh,
I know we're skipping to it, but what did you think of Brittany vomiting and then having a tequila shot?
I mean, silly. Like
I kind of like that she's got the balls. Again,
to do it.
it's like, yeah, she doesn't
Yeah,
care what other people are thinking in a way. She's like,
absolutely.
that is that double downing that she's just like, oh, whatever. People are going to think of me what they're going to think of me.
Oh yeah,
Whereas you could really see Meredith, who's very image conscious, like really kind of almost trying to help her out a little bit. I don't think she was being too mean about it at that time, even though she's really mean to Brittany most of the time. But Brittany just like, whatever, who cares? My life. It's fine.
yeah. Did you think I didn't see? It's funny because I didn't think Meredith was doing it to be nice in terms of the image thing. I thought she was just like, "Why in the world are you drinking tequila if you feel?" nauseous. I felt,
Judgy, you think?
yeah, more
Yeah.
like a judgy sort of thing, like, "What are you doing?" I felt of it more like that, just to put
Yeah,
her down a little bit.
possibly. Yeah, it probably is. I could sort of see it that, yeah, like, because when she was saying, "Look, I'll tell my daughter or anybody that," I was like, yeah, I can sort of see your point. Like, it's something you
Right.
wanna, like, give that advice to any person. Like, you've just thrown up, don't have a shot of tequila. But at the same time, if it's seasickness and you're like, like, I don't know, I just kind of really like the way she's starting to stick up for herself.
Oh,
Are you
absolutely.
finding that this episode?
Yeah,
Like, she's
yeah.
just like, "What's it your business?"
Which is
It's
true,
kinda
which is
great.
true, and this is the other thing, when
Yeah.
Meredith does something to Brittany, I said this last episode as well, I just think, I mean, they're not friends, so she's never gonna, in my opinion, come from a good place when it comes with Brittany. Like, if
Yeah.
it's someone else that cares about Brittany or has a relationship saying, "Hey, maybe don't have the tequila," it's kind of like a girl's girl being like, "You're gonna feel even more crap." But I can understand why she would stick up for herself, because it's like, "Meredith, don't tell me what to do." You know?
Yeah. That's so true.
So I love that. I do like that about Brittany. And this is why she's so funny, because she just really owns who she is and she will stick her heels in.
Yeah, like, okay, so interesting because the last episode we were talking about how she'd sort of claimed and was owning not being a bad parent but not changing her behaviors, and her daughter's now been on the podcast circuit,
Oh, really?
chatting with people, and so I'm a little bit softer now on her,
On
but I
Brittany?
don't want to really get sidetracked with that. But yeah, I've just heard the daughter. She was actually on trying to remember which one. If it was Kate Casey, maybe in Kate Casey.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, and it's like a full hour of her just talking about her childhood and stuff, and how she was, initially was really anti this, and now the producers asked her to be on the show, and just her whole journey and what it's her relationship's been like with her mum, and how she's really enjoying her mum now on the Real
Wow.
Housewives. So yeah, it was kind of a real kind of what, like boomerang kind of moment. Maybe not boomerang's not the right analogy, but
Yeah.
whiplash. It was a bit of a whiplash moment for me. So
Ah, wow. Okay, I might have to listen to it. That's interesting. I didn't.
yeah, it was.
Okay.
So back to Lisa. I mean, sorry, back to Bronwyn waking up on the boat and then overhearing Lisa and Brittany.
Yeah.
I found this kind of interesting because Lisa's clarifying to Brittany, well, look, I wasn't the one that just went and engaged with Bronwyn's daughter's grandparents. She actually asked me to do it. So it was her saying, look, no, a lot of this is like it's been put out there and it's just not accurate. It's not accurate. It's not accurate. And this is an example. And then they show the text message and she's quite right. It was like a long message from Bronwyn and a short
Yeah.
message going, yeah, no, more than happy to do that for you. So this is what Bronwyn is overhearing. And
Right.
and so I didn't think that conversation was too snarky, too bitchy. It was more clarifying. I feel because Elise was already feeling defensive about what happened the night before, she's like I'm just over this. People like coming at me, and Brittany's going, oh, that's interesting. And maybe I'm sure there was some narky stuff in there as well, but particularly the edit was clearly letting us know that in this case, like it wasn't really Lisa coming after Ronald. It wasn't her talking about Todd. It wasn't talking about her daughter. It was just her saying that the way this has been presented is inaccurate. This is the facts. That's
Yeah.
how I perceived that.
Yeah, that scene. Yep.
Yeah. So, and I'm happy then to sort of go because there was a couple of scenes in between, but that's when that does get brought up. The just the overreaction of Bronwyn was just crazy to me. Like it did not match what she overheard at all.
No, but I think she was on the defense. It's one of those things where it's like everyone's already on the defense. They've woken up from this crazy night, and when you hear, she's just assumed because she can hear them talking about her, so I feel like going immediately to the worst in her head, right? That's the way I see it. It's like she didn't actually hear word for word what they were saying, because you're right. If she actually heard what they were talking about, she would probably not have reacted as intensely. But I just think that they're just, yeah, she was just being over, sort of a bit too defensive.
I think it was alcohol induced. I think
Oh,
it's
that
just
too.
so over the top. It was really dramatic. And Lisa's trying to say, hey, let's don't just run off. Let's sort of talk
Yeah,
about it.
true.
I'll clarify for this. She didn't want to actually have a conversation. She just wanted to have this really massive emotional outburst. I thought it was like a bit put on. Was my
Did you?
view of it. Yeah, I think it was like alcohol and wanting to put on a scene because it just didn't match what like she was also talking about Lisa in the same scene. Like so then she sort of, if you know what I mean, while she's like, I've just heard them talking, she's then sort of
Gone off.
catching Mary and Ange up on what's
Yeah.
gone down. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's just like, of course they're all going to be talking about stuff on the boat. But she wasn't specifically like running down Todd or your daughter at all, like at all.
Yeah. I see. I have a bit of a different view. I think that I don't. I think I don't personally. When I saw her reaction, I didn't think that she was trying to do it for the show. I just think that she's come in to this whole vacation, this whole trip, with her head in a negative headspace. With she basically thinks that Lisa is spreading rumors and spread this rumor, and so I feel like she's already come, with that mindset, and so anything that happens on this boat is then just a pile on. It's like a cherry on the top, the straw that broke the camel's back, and that's why she exploded. I don't really think it's necessarily about that conversation on the deck. Her reaction is about
About the leaks.
about the leaks and the constant conversation about Todd and stuff like that. So that's sort of my view on her, her crazy explosion.
What did you? I think you were so right last week when you're saying this Mary's like really mirrors LVP when the whole cast was saying you're leaking information. It really does mirror that. But with Heather, with that flashback of Heather talking to Lisa while they're both really intoxicated and just
Really?
hammering her, like that grossed me out on like
Same.
Heather then being so righteous and saying, "Oh, we just need a break now to like, it's like, why didn't you give her a break when she was emotional and you've all been drinking? You didn't do it then. Now you
Yeah,
want to like take some distance. Like you're a bad
absolutely.
friend. Like I
Absolutely.
thought Heather displayed really shitty behaviors. Yeah. Again, I just think work with what you got because Heather is more emotionally intelligent. I expect more out of her because
Right.
Lisa is clearly a narcissist. I don't expect as much. Like Heather, you're better than this, and disappointing. Yeah, disappointing
Absolutely.
behavior.
I actually made notes about that as well. Um,
Yeah. Oh, you did? Yeah.
yeah, I did because when they did that flashback, I thought, you know what? No, she shouldn't be going down on the deck. Clearly, Lisa has had it. She's so emotional. Whether she did it
She's
or
asking for space. She's
yeah,
like, please leave me alone. Like it's really yeah,
yeah. No, I
not cool.
100%. No, absolutely not cool. And I totally agree with you on that. And I just thought she's literally, oh my gosh. Sorry. My phone. I'm
So
having
funny.
lots of technical difficulties today. So I
This
Kendall's
is
laughing.
yeah, like we're obviously having a lot of fun because we're constantly playing. We're in that stage now of wanting to be creative and trying different things out. I've got my new webcam. Nishi's trying her phone with the camera, and we're just in that playful state. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and you know what? Kendall always says, she's like, the first year of us doing this podcast is just a pilot, and we literally don't care.
We don't care.
We're just recording, and we're just having fun, and whether
Yeah,
people listen to it or not, hopefully it slowly grows. But we're literally having fun, aren't we?
yeah. It's something we would do anyway. We love these conversations,
I
so there's
know.
like it's no loss.
That's
Not
right.
exactly.
So when something goes wrong, technically, just know that we're obviously not pros. Not that anyone expects that, I don't think, at this point. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, no, I agree with you on the Heather thing. I was like, dude, she's literally emotionally at capacity. Why are you on this deck in the middle of the night, like, just hammering her, and she's
You
bawling?
followed her around. She
Nah,
can't get anywhere. She's literally, what do they call it when you've got the pirates and they put somebody on the plank? It's like she's on the plank and you still followed her on the plank and are
n-
just hassling her. Like leave her alone.
absolutely
Yeah.
have some boundaries. Like, it's not that deep. Come on, like, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, leave the poor girl alone and reassess. And yeah, I didn't realize that she was down there for that long, and she's still going hard at her, and I'm like, nah, that's so inappropriate.
Yeah, we didn't see that. So it'll be interesting with Below Deck, like how much more we see of that as well, because I think we'll see another angle yet again. But yeah, Heather, oh, she really got under my skin this episode. There was a couple of scenes that she I was just like, oh, Heather, what are you doing? And that was one of them. But yeah, I mean, she drinks a lot and she can hold her liquor, but you could really see it as well. It was just like, oh, gross.
It comes through.
Um,
Yep,
mm.
agree.
Yeah, let me check. So what happened after that?
Well,
Yeah. I
well,
mean, there was that flashback. So, because those flashbacks were pretty good, how they put them in this episode, like that was one of them. But it was really good when they did the flashback as well of Mary eating on the bed while Andrew's throwing up,
oh god,
and Mary just saying, "Look, I just want some peace and quiet. Like, okay, I just wish Ange got sick again so we could go back to the room and I could have this, peace in my life." And then they flash back and it's Ange throwing up while she's eating.
and she's like,
Cold.
"Are you all right?"
So funny. This was I thought it was a pretty action packed, and the other flashback was Lisa talking nonstop. So obviously after she's just been accosted by Heather on the plank, she's come back to bed. She's in bed with Meredith and
Yeah.
she's just wanting to talk it out. And I know for me as well, I'm that type of person where if something's really upset me, I want to talk about it. But you
Right.
see, Meredith is giving her nothing,
No.
and she's just like, it's so funny.
She's
just
trying
sort of
to
talking to
process
herself.
it. Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's so normal. Like I would want to
yeah.
do that too, but like, how messed up was that? Da, 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 da. But yeah, Meredith is really funny like that. Why do you think she wasn't responding? Is it because she thinks that Lisa did it, or is she just like she doesn't talk much? I don't know.
It's really interesting, Meredith's whole play on this. I mean, I go back to when Lisa was mic'd, hot mic moment, and had said
Mm,
those horrible things about Meredith. I was so surprised that Meredith never really held her over the fire for that, over the pit. And
yeah.
again, you can see Meredith's way of dealing with conflict is to, like, the way she's dealing with Brittany, for instance, is just so over the top. And yet,
Mm,
when it comes to her relationship with Lisa, it's weird. So I've been thinking about this because it's like Lisa's done a few things and Meredith hasn't really held her to account. And
right.
now when Lisa actually needs her, she's not really being a good friend to Lisa. So what is really going on in that relationship? What's their power dynamic? Then I thought about it. I thought, well, Lisa, New York, right? So she's been born
Yeah.
and bred there. She's got the festival under her belt, the film festival under her belt. She's obviously very well connected. And I think it's one of those friendships that's more based because of who she knows and the power she might have.
Mm,
Then Meredith is keeping her like it's just too difficult, maybe with the common people they know and everything else. It just means that she has to treat this friendship a certain way.
yeah.
And I think Mary calls it out on the beach, which was
Mm,
amazing. And I
mm-hmm.
think we can also see it with the way she behaves with Brittany. Like we actually see the real Meredith come out, but you never see the real Meredith come out with Lisa. It's super
No.
strange.
It is.
Yeah.
You're so right. I definitely think that with Meredith and Lisa, Meredith keeps it sort of surface level. They're friends, but I don't know whether she's ever going to go that deep with her again. And I think it might be a trust thing because obviously she has been burnt in the past. I also think maybe she doesn't want to get Lisa on that negative side anymore because she doesn't know how Lisa will react. So I just feel like she kind of toes the line with Lisa a little bit. You know what I mean? Just keeping it in a safe space. Doesn't want it to go too far left, but probably won't be, as close as they were previously.
It's really interesting. I mean, I think, they all seem so convinced that Lisa has leaked this. And I
Mm,
think Meredith thinks that as well. And that's why
agree.
she can't be supportive because I think privately she has obviously acknowledged that Lisa is doing this in some way. We
That's
know
right.
that Ange has come to her and said that Lisa wanted to spill the tea on her and her family situations. Um, so, yeah, whether that's playing into this a bit more, but yeah, it's just I don't know, like I quite like Meredith, but it does mean that she's lacking some integrity here because it's not consistent. And I love the way that Mary called that out as well. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, I loved it as well. Mary, this
Yeah.
episode was absolutely hilarious, but she also was, yeah, just the way not many people hold Meredith to account, and Meredith can kind of just get away with things, I reckon.
I,
She's feisty.
That's what I've written down. Like Meredith is the popular girl, right? So she's the DJ in New York. She's like the cool girl, pretty
She is.
much. And yeah, so Mary doesn't care about that. Like
No.
Mary does not care, and that's why I love her so much. She's just like whatever, I'm going to say like you're not a good friend, like, and calls it out. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, even Lisa is hesitant to call it out with Meredith. Like, well, I
No,
mean,
she needed Mary's backing.
she
Yeah.
absolutely needed it. And even though Lisa is such a strong personality, I guess she did try, to your point earlier, she did try in the bed. And then Meredith straight away sort of bit her head off and goes, hold on a minute. You know what I mean? And you just see Lisa sort of cower back. And then when Lisa was explaining what happened to Mary on the beach, all of a sudden Meredith is coming closer and closer, and you can just see Lisa kind of slowly, play it down a little bit. Like she wasn't
Yeah,
as
initially she was. Yeah,
initially she was fired
initially
up
she
about it.
was. She was like, is this awkward kind of thing? And then it was Mary that was pushing it.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
I just
very
found that,
interesting.
yeah, it is an interesting dynamic. I think it's probably a little bit of a play it. Yeah, it's a bit of a not fake friendship, but yeah, I don't know. They're
Uh,
saving face. I reckon she's just trying to save face on the Meredith is trying to save face.
I think this is definitely more about alliances than friendships, for sure.
Alliances, that's what it is. That's the
Yeah.
word. Yeah.
So yeah, and I think it's really sad because I just think this, in that way, this show Ange and Mary, true friendship. You see
Yep.
it. And I
Absolutely.
mean, that's when the housewives are at their best, when you have true friendships going on. But it's got so kind of like, um, I feel like the word is where you're just living in your mind, like Heather's classic for this. I mean, Heather and her cousin did just
Whitney.
have a friendship. Yeah,
Mm.
Whitney and Heather. And now it's kind of, again, it's like more of an alliance and a true friendship. And
Yeah.
yeah, you see
Yeah.
that across the cast.
You do. It's because these friendships get fractured along the way, and they never really heal properly. I guess you're so right though. It's so different between Ange and Angie and Mary. Because you know what? We mentioned this last episode as well. It's they call each other out and they have real conversations and they can move forward and not hold a grudge, I think. I feel like they
I
don't
agree.
hold
And it's
grudges.
integrity, right? So they're not trying to play the popular competition. Like Mary's definitely isn't. So
No.
because of that, they've got their power. Like they're not trying to be
Mm,
somebody or, yeah. And because that's why they've got a real friendship. Whereas I think Heather, we talked about this before, sort of has lost part of herself to try and be the popular, you know what I mean? Then the righteous and trying to outthink what the audience wants to see and things like that. And
yeah.
yeah, so
Not as
those
authentic.
qualities don't go well with being a good friend.
They don't. They
No, when you're
don't.
not consistent, like where's your true north?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. What else happened? I don't have my notes with me. I have to go
I've
by
got
your notes.
some notes here. Um, yeah, I've got here the conversation at dinner where, and I think we need to call Ange out on this one because up and like I say, Lisa actually hadn't really said anything terrible about Lisa's partner. I mean, about Bronwyn's husband, about Bronwyn's child, or about the grandparents of her child, right? She really hadn't. She was just
Mm.
clearing her name. But then Bronwyn decides to double down because of how narky it's got between, sorry, not Bronwyn, Ange has decided to double down on
Oh,
Lisa at that point and bring
yeah.
up something that Lisa had told her off camera, which was in regards to Todd making out with one of her friends and Todd farting at the same time, right? So there's this great element of humor, like, I love that kind of stuff. It's pretty funny. But yeah, it's like, well, you've now brought that to the zeitgeist. Like that's you that did that, Ange, not Lisa. But they're just doing such a pile on at Lisa at the moment. And obviously, I know Lisa's flaws. I don't think she's the nicest person in the world, but I hate that pile on mentality. And
Yeah.
Ange is just falling into that. And the truth is, you know, from a justice point of view, actually, Lisa hasn't done that. Like, clearly, you all think she's leaked. That sounds like what she's done. But like I said, I think she's done it in such a disassociative way that
Mm,
she truly doesn't think she leaked, which I
agree.
think is like mirrors the LVP thing,
Right.
because the whole cast is, it's very unlikely that the whole cast, in this case Meredith included, and
Yeah.
if you look at Beverly Hills, it would have been Kyle
Yeah.
is kind of the equivalent of the Meredith, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. It's like,
Yeah.
even if, and this is
Yeah.
why they were sort of pushing Kyle to get involved, and Heather and Whitney were trying to push Meredith to get involved to because
Mm.
she's obviously said it off camera.
Mm-hmm.
So they obviously truly believe, but I don't think Lisa truly believes. So this whole episode of piling on Lisa, to me, she hasn't really, if you've got no true proof, it's just that one thing, then she hasn't really done anything else that wrong to be treated as badly as she's been treated, I think, this episode.
Yeah.
Um, and then Brittany as well, like them like being so mean to Brittany. And you can just see now there's this alliance, not a friendship, but Brittany and Lisa now have an alliance, which is so unusual. Those two are quite opposite. So
They're
yeah.
so opposite. But I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like no one else is really backing Lisa or giving her anything besides Brittany, which
No.
is crazy. And
And
then
Mary. And actually Mary. Yeah, a little
mm.
bit.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
Mary did a few times. Yeah, when she was backing up Lisa with the whole Meredith situation. But even in the end, when Lisa was sort of apologized, she actually apologized to Bronwyn in the end. She goes, listen, she said, I won't talk about Todd anymore. I won't talk about the grandparents. And she really sort of owned it. And she doesn't normally take accountability. You see Mary in the background going, well done, Lisa. Like, that was good. Because it was really big of her to actually do
It
that.
was very clear. She literally said, I will never, like Todd did it. But the thing is, the Todd thing was brought up how many, like months ago at the, what was it? The integrity luncheon or whatever,
Yeah,
or the truth lunch or whatever she threw.
yeah.
So, you know, so like she's like, okay, I will never, but it should have been acknowledged that, but I didn't talk about Todd. Like, this is Ange bringing this up. That was a few months ago, prior to us having the discussion that I wouldn't, you know, but it's just like,
Yeah,
it's just got so messy for her. She can't even navigate.
yeah.
So
It's
yeah, so that's that. And then I suppose the other thing I really loved was the costumes.
oh yeah, the costumes at the zombie party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I know. Oh my gosh, and then Angie's hand when
I
she
know.
oh my gosh, I actually felt so sorry for her. She's had a rough trip
She really
between the
did.
nausea and then
I
her hand
know.
getting crunched. I just thought, oh my gosh, this poor woman. That looked like it really
It
hurt.
really looked painful, didn't it? But the
Oh,
costumes are so funny. Like, I loved the shark. I loved how Bronwyn had the squids on her face as well.
she
Like,
got
they're
it.
really fun, you know. That
Yeah.
that side of stuff I really love.
I know, it kind of makes it a little bit more lighthearted, doesn't it? And you
Yeah.
know what? Another thing that made it lighthearted was Mary this whole this whole episode. I was literally laughing out loud because of Mary. Even when the whole thing came up with the whole Todd situation, she's like, if my husband was accused of doing something like that, I don't know if I'd be more embarrassed about the making out or the farting.
I know.
It
Her
was
putting on that thing with a big hat as well, like, you know, just
I wrote
so
that
she is very funny, and I don't know if it's just all good editing, like like I say, it's just kind of, she's getting a really favorable edit, and I love that, because we're now bringing in the quirkiness, but it seems sincere. It doesn't seem like it's put on. It's just that's who Mary is, you
down.
know.
That is absolutely who Mary is. And this is why we love her. She's
Yeah,
hilarious.
exactly.
You can't make those things up.
Yeah, 100%. I
Oh,
feel like that, like the only other thing that really happened this episode was Captain Jason not wanting to sit with the girls during dinner, with that last kind
yeah.
of full
Yeah.
on blow up with Meredith just, you know, what did she throw her, like
She threw
knife head or something?
the
Yeah.
sword or knife that was on her head. She was throwing it at Brittany. Well, can I just say, actually, just on that, Brittany was very ballsy about bringing that thing up with Seth. That rumor about Seth
Oh,
up.
that's it.
That's
That's
why
the
she
key
threw
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the tequila comment, she goes, "Well, you know what? I've seen something on TikTok that I, want to talk about." I was shocked. I was like, "Wow,
Yeah.
ballsy move coming against Meredith." I don't think this is going to end well for Brittany, though.
I kind of like it. I think good on her. It was interesting that Whitney, who I think is a pot stirrer, was like the one that she was looking at that information with
Yeah,
prior.
yeah,
So I wonder if it was even prompted by Whitney. You never know, right? So
probably. Mm.
just interesting that was Brittany and Whitney. Now Brittany's bringing that up, but yeah, Meredith was. I mean, yeah. So the rumors prior was that Meredith was having an affair. Now it's that Seth is having an affair. And she was clarifying that no, we're not heterosexual. No, we're
Monogamous.
monogamous couple. But yeah, just had that such a massive overreaction. It's kind of like what's going on there.
Yeah, exactly. I think she was very caught off guard. I did not think that Meredith thought that Brittany was gonna. I don't think she thought she would even bring it up, but to bring it up like that, just she was pretty quick about it as well. She's like, you know what? If you want to come for me, actually, I've got something to bring up.
Yeah,
I
yeah, that's
was
right.
very shocked, but yeah, very surprising. I hadn't heard about that rumor or seen anything on TikTok yet, but
I think there's so many rumors about all of them, right? So
right,
you
I
can see
know.
how that'd be frustrating if every rumor was brought up. But I just love that Brittany is sticking up for herself. It's so I'm really railing for her. I'm just like everybody's so mean to her. It's just so nice for her to fight back and punch back. Like it's petty, but at least she's just not sitting there having jugs of water being thrown on her. At least she's
I
like,
know. No, absolutely. These new girls have to stick up for themselves. And you brought up a good point before we were
yeah.
chatting. It's like what's her name? Katie on Potomac. Have I got her name
Oh,
wrong?
Stacey.
Stacey. What was I saying? Oh no, Katie's OC. Yeah, Stacey from
Yeah,
Potomac.
Katie OC. No, true. Katie OC,
Katie as well.
Stacey Pomona. It's the same thing. It's the
Yeah,
same type of character.
yeah.
Like quirky, a bit weird, tells fibs, and then yeah.
And you trust them. They're newbies, like having real problem integrating with the cast.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's very hard to, really stick up for yourself in that environment. And
And you can see the audience rallies around them. We don't like people being picked on. The
no,
audience is good. It shows that humanity is actually kind natured. In the thick of it, you may become a mean girl by being caught up in it. But like from a kind of bird's eye view, nobody really backs this type of behavior. Well,
no,
nobody's into it. So I mean
yeah,
that makes me happy to think that like collectively everybody's behind Katie, everybody's behind Stacey, and everybody's behind well, hopefully Brittany. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. The bad mum thing might make it a bit tricky.
yeah, morally. But look, you know what? I'm gunning for her in the sense that I hope she can watch this and just learn. If she can hopefully just learn from this season and see what happens with her daughter. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to be hopeful.
I'm hopeful after this podcast with the daughter, she sounded pretty grounded and whatnot. But yeah, we'll see.
Watch this
What
space.
did you think of Captain Jason then? He's like, I call it the backdoor exit. When you exit a
Oh,
group, but you don't you just sort of look at things.
smoke
It's
bomb.
like spot the hazard, assess the risk, make the changes. And he was just like, right, I'm out of here.
He-
Do, do.
I'm
So
out.
good.
Dessert on the table, and then him chatting with Daisy like you weren't supposed to be in there. It was just, I thought it was very smart of Captain Jason because they
It was
were just,
iconic.
it
Yeah.
was. It's clever because I'm like, first of all, you just don't want to be around all of that. But yeah, good on you, Captain Jason. They were all
Yeah.
embarrassed as well. It makes a statement once they realize, they're like, oh my gosh, guys, this is so embarrassing. Pull it together. Like,
Exactly. Well, they didn't even pause. They didn't
no,
even in any way
I
not
know.
it's so rude and
It's so,
basic and again it's the alcohol thing. It's just gross to watch. It really is. But I can't wait to see it. So I'm more excited about these same scenes, but from the below deck side because it's sober, and so
mm.
you'll be able to watch it like the clarity of what I'm really sensing, which is a real cringe and an ick, but from the perspective of people working in that environment, hospitality and stuff. What a nightmare!
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to watch it. And I wonder whether any of them know much about it, whether they're shocked that they're this is how housewives act, like what is going on, or whether they know who they are.
I feel
Anyway,
like it's kind of a regular that happens on the boats anyway,
that's
right?
true.
Like that type of behavior seems to be like a common theme. Like of just, you know, middle-aged women getting too drunk. Like it happens all the time. Like the
Yeah,
family ones, it's less
chaotic.
often,
Yeah,
but with the women kind of trips
there's
and the
always
bloke trips as well can be really gross. Yeah.
there's always someone punching it with someone else. Not
Yeah,
physically.
that's right. Really dramatic, drunk, silly kind of conversations. Yeah, a lot of them.
That's
Yeah.
true. But this just feels a bit next level, with housewives. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
bad.
All right. Well, I think that's a wrap, isn't it? For
It's a
Salt
wrap.
Lake
Good
City.
stuff. That
Good
was a
stuff.
lot of fun.
That was a lot of
Okay.
fun. We're getting back into the routine after our big break, It feels,
That's it.
feels a bit thriller.
Slow but steady.
That's
All
it.
right. Bye.
All right. See ya.